Hey guys, next movie review, and this time I got another creature flick for you, Rottweiler from 2004. Now, I just looked up this movie on IMDb after I just watched it, and it had a horrible score. The IMDb score, I can show you that right here, is a 3.5 out of 10. That's pretty harsh judgment compared to what I've seen, but maybe it's just my weird taste. Rottweiler is basically about this. There's this guy named Dante, and most of the movie he spends fleeing from a Rottweiler that's chasing him. Why? Well, he and his girlfriend tried to immigrate to Spain in the year 2018, so right now this movie takes place in the future. A very dark and pretty depressing future, but if you watch the movie you will see what I mean by that. Now, what happens? They get caught. He gets separated from his girlfriend, and he loses his memory, for the most part. And the movie starts out of him imprisoned, but he manages to escape. But we see one of the other prisoners who also managed to escape being torn apart by this Rottweiler that I guess a prison warden uses. So that's basically it. Dante spends the movie running from a Rottweiler who just kills everybody in his way. A pretty simple movie, but when you watch it can be pretty confusing. Why? Well, for one thing, the plot is not that obvious at the start, and a lot of the details or a lot of the facts are not established right away. The movie uses flashbacks for this. Now, I know a lot of people hate flashbacks, but I know, especially for movies like the Saw franchise, if a flashback is used right, it can actually be beneficial. So, I personally don't have anything against flashbacks. So, that's it for the plot. The creature, well, the Rottweiler was, I think, in some scenes played by a real dog, other scenes it was CGI, and at other time it was animatronics, so they really used the entire I guess spectrum here of how you could make that creature. And yeah, this Rottweiler is in fact a robot. At least that's the impression we get. Okay, maybe not a robot, but more like a cyborg. It definitely is not your normal dog, because the Rottweiler gets shot, but he doesn't stay down. Bad dog. So, yeah. A cybernetic dog hunting a fugitive who's looking for his girlfriend in a futuristic Spain of 2018. I've heard weirder plots, but this is definitely among the most weirder ones. Yeah, definitely. What can I say? The movie has gore, quite a bit of it actually, and it's pretty gruesome. The Rottweiler really messes up his victims badly before they die, and it's very graphic. So, if you're afraid of big dogs, well, I think you're gonna get scared. Yeah. This, of course, I know what everybody's thinking right now. Isn't this like the Terminator on 4 legs? Yes, pretty much. Only one difference. This thing kills everybody who gets in its way. The Terminator usually only searched for a single target and terminated it, you know. But I guess that rule doesn't apply here. Yeah. So the gore is there. So if you are a creature movie fan and you need gore in your movie, well, you're gonna get that. My biggest complaint, apart from the very weird plot that was absolutely not needed. I was fine with a fugitive getting chased by a robotic Rottweiler as it is, but all this additional stuff was just, I don't know, I didn't feel it was necessary. The Rottweiler is only there like half of the movie. The other half is just Dante having flashbacks and us puzzling together what happened. So, my biggest complaint, apart from that, nudity. You know, I'm not the guy to criticize nudity usually. The thing is that in my movies I hardly ever encounter it, but this movie has a lot of it. But this isn't, you know, I'm a guy, but even I have to say it doesn't really use it at all to its advantage, and it doesn't have any rhyme or reason. And the way they use it just makes me think like, this future that we're looking at here is supposed to be so dark and so cold-hearted, I guess you could say. I don't know. I thought it was absolutely not necessary. I don't know if the director, whose name is Brian Yuzna, by the way, was just looking for attention, or he just wanted to disturb us. I have no idea. I just know I didn't need that. So I kind of have mixed feelings about this movie. I like half of it. It started out really good, but then it just became weird, and the Rottweiler is completely, I don't know, not in the center of the action most of the time. If you watch the trailer, you're gonna recognize that they love to show the picture of the fully robotic Rottweiler, like without the fur and all, just the robotic skeleton. Well, if you watch the movie, you're gonna be disappointed. Spoilers. The Rottweiler is only seen 2 or 3 times in its robotic form. 2 times as an illusion, which doesn't make sense. How does Dante know what the Rottweiler looks like without the fur and skin? And secondly, he appears at the climax, so that's it. But the climax is laughable. It's just, the Rottweiler being exposed to what it is, like a machine or cyborg thing. It's really just a dog skeleton with some robotic parts on it that for some reason still moves. It's funny. And it's Dante and the Rottweiler dying together. Yeah, I just spoiled the ending for you because I don't want you to be disappointed when you watch this movie. Because you will be, because I was disappointed with this climax. So will you. So, sorry, this movie did not have a good ending. It had a good beginning, it had some pretty terrifying creature sequences, but it's not enough. There's too much weird plot, too much unnecessary nudity, which, I have no idea why the director did this. No idea at all. So, my rating for Rottweiler, and I'm really having a hard time picking one, is a 5 out of 10. This is a pretty low score for my standards, but I can't give it anymore. Initially I wanted to give it a 6, but I can't get myself to do it. It just isn't enough. It does some stuff right, it does a whole lot of stuff wrong, so 5 out of 10. So, if you're a die-hard creature flick collector, you could risk a look, but if you expect anything like what it's shown in the trailer, and you don't want movies that have complicated plots or a lot of disturbing imagery or any stuff like that, then you're not gonna like it, I'm pretty sure. And I looked through the IMDb comments here on IMDb, and wow, people really destroyed this movie, and I can understand why, but to an extent. I mean, it's not as bad as I make it sound, but so yeah, 5 out of 10. If you want to judge for yourself, go ahead. It shouldn't be too hard to find this movie, but be prepared. It's a very awkward movie that you may end up watching twice to fully understand. I'm not even sure if I got it all, so yeah, that's basically it. Check it out if you want. If you miss it, well, it's not too bad. So, see ya with my next review. I don't know what it's gonna be. Maybe I can think of something cool. So, anyway, see you next time.